Okay, in this video I'm going to show you how to install PHP 7 and Composer on Windows 10 natively. This is a really great tutorial post that I'm going to give you a link to in this course. Scroll down a little bit and you can see how to install PHP 7 on Windows 10. The first thing that we need is to make sure that we have this C++ redistributable for Visual Studio. My computer already has it, but if yours doesn't, then go ahead and download and install that. If you don't know whether or not your computer has it, you can try to install it anyway, and if it's already installed, your computer will pop up an error message and it won't let you install another version. So that's fine. The next thing that we want to do is go to the PHP for Windows download page. You'll want the latest non-thread safe version, so go ahead and click to download that. As soon as that's downloaded, you'll need to extract it to your C drive, which is what I've already done here. I've extracted it as PHP 7, and if I open it up, I can see all of the files necessary for running PHP on my computer. Scroll down a little bit and you will see a php.ini-development file. Go ahead and make a copy of that as a backup, but then rename the copy to just php.ini. That's this file here. This file controls the settings for our PHP installation, and we can edit it in Visual Studio Code. Okay, and in order to see what we're working with in php.ini, let's put the tutorial page to one side of our screen and keep our code editor on the other side of the screen. So in php.ini, we can scroll down to the line that says memory limit. It's around line 400 or so, but we could just search for it. Once you find memory limit, go ahead and change it from 128 megabytes to 1 gigabyte because Composer can use lots of memory. Next, let's search for our extensions with ext with quotation marks around it. That's around line 757, and there's a semicolon in front of that line. If there's a semicolon in front of that line, go ahead and remove it to uncomment it. Now let's go ahead and search for our extensions. Extensions equals. Now let's look in here for the extension commands we need to uncomment. The ones we are going to want to uncomment here will be curl, gd2, mbstring, openssl, pdo mysql, pdo sqlite, and sockets. Go ahead and remove the semicolon in front of all of those, uncomment all of those lines, and then save the file. The next thing we need to do is to add PHP 7 to our Windows system path. So to do that, let's search for environment variables. And you can click this to open your environment variables window. This opens the Advanced tab in System Properties in the control panel, and you can see here at the bottom there's a button that says Environment Variables. Go ahead and click that to pop open the pop-up with our system variables. Then toward the bottom of this window, you can see a line that says Path. We need to edit this, so click Edit. Now what you need to do is you need to create a new variable, call it C:\PHP 7. I've already created a C_PHP variable earlier by mistake without the 7. Click OK. Actually, I want to delete my old one. So you should see a C:\PHP 7. That is the folder that holds our PHP installation. Let's click OK. Click OK again. Then let's open a terminal window in Visual Studio Code, or you could open a PowerShell window separately. Let's go ahead and try that. Type php-v and see if that works for us. Okay, great, it works. If you can see version information about PHP like I've got here, then everything is set up properly. Now let's get Composer set up properly. So for Composer, we're going to need to download it and move it into place so we can just use the Composer command. Let's go to the download page. Here's the Windows installer. Let's download it and run composer setup.exe. Now this might ask for your password. In Windows, to make changes to the php.ini file, that's fine. I think we don't need to worry about developer mode right now. Just click Next. Choose the command line PHP you want to use. Yeah, that's the one we want. No, we don't need a proxy. At least I don't. Install that. Now Composer will pop up some warnings about possibly not being recognized right away. So if you have any problems with Composer, go ahead and try some of those suggestions. Now let's finish the installation and go back to PowerShell. We can close this PowerShell and some of our old folders. Let's open a new PowerShell window just to be sure Composer is now recognized when it loads. Let's check our tutorial. You can see it also recommends closing out of any PowerShells, any open PowerShells or terminal windows to open a new one. Now let's run the Composer command and let's check if we can use it. Composer about. Composer Dependency Manager. Okay, great. So we've got Composer. That's exactly what we want. Okay, now that we've got PHP and Composer installed and running, in the next video, let's install PHP Code Sniffer and the WordPress coding standards.